statement, we will open it up.
Yeah, I'd love to. Really proud of our football team in so many ways. Played against a really good football team in Eastern, and I think we played our best football game, which we challenged them to do, and they rose to that challenge. And, happy the way we ran the football. I think our fat guys did a phenomenal job, our offensive line and tight end and stuff. And so my hat's off to them, and Xander and Gandy get the accolades, but really a great job by those guys. And I'm certain Eastern will go back and go to work and talk to Coach, and it's going to be a really good football team, continue to be a really good football team. I'm just excited to be where we're at right now.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, you mentioned earlier in the week that Eastern Illinois came in a lot of speed. What did you do defensively to try to counteract and kind of neutralize that speed?
Just tried to play our defense, really. I think when you face a team like that, and you don't have everybody on the same page, or you have a guy just wondering, then you play 9 on 11 and 8 on 11. Sometimes the officials aren't in the game. And so we just tried to simulate that in practice, and I think our guys did a really good job. There were a couple times where we didn't get in perfect position, but for the most part, really a good job. Substitutions, the whole job. Our coaches did a phenomenal job this week with how late we got the film. I'm really proud of our assistant coaches with what they did.
John, you've got a high-powered offense there that has the wind at their back in the first quarter. How big was it for you guys to take the ball going into the wind and run it the way you did and get a 10-0 lead then going into the second quarter?
That was huge. It was huge, and obviously you noticed that we were going to run the football. That was our goal, and we didn't get started right away. It wasn't easy, but our guys stuck with it. I think we made some good adjustments. And I think when you run the football, it ignites everybody in your team, and it discourages everybody in the other team, even the offense, because you can't get out there. And so that was huge in the football game.
Coach, what did it mean to not only have your first home playoff game, but and to win it, but to just play really, really well and perform the way you did?
Again, I think just being proud, very proud of our football program and our players, excited about the fans that were there, the noise they made. I mean, that was a fun environment. They rose to the occasion. So it wasn't a great weather day, but they made a difference today.
You feel like this team, based on the defense and the running game, is kind of built for the playoffs?
I hope so. I hope we can run the ball better than we did in the next football game. But I tell you what, when you play great defense, everybody, this is a duh statement, but when you play really good defense, you've got a chance to win any football game against any team, and that's what our guys have been doing.
Looked like that you were able, the front line was able to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, a lot of hurries, a couple of sacks, some knockdowns. Was that something that was in the plan to try and limit him as to what he could do on the ground?
It was. In fact, I don't think we blitzed it once in the football game. So we had either a 4-man rush or a 3-man rush the whole football game. And so I don't want that statement to be read as we were better than they were up front. We just thought that's what we needed to do to win the football game. That kid throws the ball quick. And so if you open up holes by blitzing and stuff, he's going to see it. He's seen it all game, all year. He'll hurt you. So I thought our D-line did a nice job of getting pressure. Not always getting to him, but getting pressure.
Coach, you guys watch a lot of film, and you look at numbers, and you try and project matchups. Were you surprised it was as lopsided as it turned out to be?
I was. Yeah, I was. Again, we had some big plays in the game that put us in position to not only score, but take away momentum, take away excitement, take away, and add to our excitement. That's what I'm really also excited about, is our guys never quit playing hard and never quit trying to make a play. And we had a lot of 2s in there and 3s in there, and I thought they did pretty well.
there anything left at this point Zach Zenner can do to surprise you, impress you?
I'm sure there is, but he's a pretty special guy. Again, football's a team sport, and he may get some accolades at some point in his career, but number one, he will reflect it to his teammates, but he's just a special player and works so hard. I would encourage anybody to come watch him practice sometime. It is phenomenal how hard he practices, and he reaps the benefits.
Was he lobbying to get back in the game late? He said he wasn't, but it looked like he
No,
was.
he was taken out, and Reggie, I don't know why Reggie even came out. I don't think he wanted to snap up his helmet or something, but he came out, and Zach went back in, and no, we had planned that he was done.
Coach, only 8 teams played this weekend. Do you feel like playing this way, winning this way, creates momentum for next week?
I do. It took a toll on our players, though. We lost a player for the rest of the season. We had some guys get whacked pretty good. They're a physical football team. So in that sense, if we're able to regroup and round up 60 healthy guys, that will perform without a doubt.
Who went down?
Tiefenthal.
Anybody else get hurt just beyond?
We had 3 guys that came off injured. I think they all played, but I don't think they were all full speed during the rest of the game.
Coach, you get North Dakota State next week. You just played them just a few weeks ago. What are some of the things you are going to use from your previous game with the Bison against them next week?
Well, the first thing we're going to use, and again, I haven't watched this film yet, so the first thing we're going to talk about, I'm certain, is the errors we made up there, the penalties we made. But it's a new game, I don't think we're going to necessarily go right back to the same game plan. I would expect them not to, and we just need to find a way to play our best football up in Fargo. But we need to control ourselves in that environment, not jump off sides, not lose our composure, because you can do that. Our guys did it today. Our guys played phenomenal in terms of some of the things that went on, and they just turned their back. So we'll do that up in Fargo.
Did you think any of how well you guys played today was a carryover from last week, playing very well in a game that obviously was emotional for a lot of different reasons?
I think you always build on the last week, but I think how well we played today is when Zenner ran that long run. For some reason, I thought that might hurt us. That it's going to be easy. Here he goes again, and I think it really ignited us, and that was fun to see. But I don't think it was. I don't think our guys. We're too consistent and play in the present and forget the last second to us depend on or to get energy from the USD game. So does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Coach, this will be the first time you've got to get ready for a second playoff game. What's that? Has that process already started behind the scenes? Or?
Yeah, we've entered and broke down the North Dakota State, Illinois State game. We'll enter that into our information. We haven't watched it yet. We'll start the process tomorrow early. And we won't spend a lot of time on this game for 2 reasons, because of the haste in getting ready for North Dakota State, but also just the differences in programs. North Dakota State's offense and defense are totally different, so the carryover is not great. So it's a good situation to get ready for your second playoff game.
I'm sorry, my bus is leaving. Can I just get through here real quick?
I'm sure you look at it more this week, but
I'm sorry.
what are your thoughts on that? The 1 and 2 teams, the number 1 conference in America, having to play off in the second round.
I'm excited. Once the draw was made, why waste a second? It goes back to playing the present. You have whatever emotions you have that you made it, whatever feelings you have about where you're placed and who you might play against. But after that, we're in the playoffs. We're blessed to be one of the 20 teams. Now we're blessed to be one of the 16 teams. And if we want to accomplish our goal we've got to go through the next opponent. And so if it's North Dakota State, so be it. I'm not making light of that matchup. I'm just saying it's over. Let's roll up our sleeves, go to work.
You guys made it look kind of easy today, but they put up a bunch of points on Southern Illinois, beat them handily, put up 50 on Illinois State, gave them a run. So did you guys just play really well, more than they're, not a great team?
I think we played well. We had a lot more success on offense than those two teams did. We watched those films. Southern Illinois got caught off guard. We talked to them, and they didn't know what was going to, the hurry up, and so they scored a lot of points, where they weren't prepared for that. And that's not I'm not saying that to be critical of their staff. Football, you practice stuff, and if you haven't practiced it, it takes a while. So I don't think it's never a measure. Are you better than another team unless you line up on the same field and play?
Seemed like they didn't hurt you guys with anything that was just scheme based today. Is that safe to say?
They hurt us a little bit with the draw. They get us dropping, and they isolate the Mike backer, and they get a hat on him, and that kid's a skilled kid and runs pretty well. Similar to what Missouri State did with their running back. They didn't run draw, but they ran a zone play. But again, that's not their personality is not to run the ball down the field. So they hurt you some, and then they're going to throw the football. So we had to just live with that, or try to call a twist to take care of that.
Anything else?
Is this defense as good as 2009?
They're pretty good. Yeah, 2009. I don't know if I've had a defense. I correct that. Scratch that. I don't know if we've had a defense that is that does their job more consistently than these guys. Sometimes you have a special player that makes a lot of plays, and your defense looks good. But these guys are 11 guys playing as a unit, and in that sense, I think they're really, really good. Maybe better in that category.
All right, anything else for Coach?